सर, आपको बच्चों की याद आती है अभी भी?
बहुत याद आती है। जिस तरह से बिन दूल्हा दुल्हन शादी की रौनक नहीं होती, उसी प्रकार बिन बच्चों के स्कूल की रौनक भी नहीं।
What would be a last note?
I want my children back in the class.
We are missing you.
How difficult the profession of teaching is?
Be in my shoes for a day and you'll know it.
Be in my shoes for a day and then you will realize.
हमें अपनी जगह रख कर दीजिए एज ए टीचर, तो आप इसको अच्छी तरह से इसको जान पाएँ।
Today I am here at MSB Educational Institute, Nagpur, my own school, where I'll be spending a day as a teacher as well as interacting with my own teachers who taught me when I was studying here. Let's see how does it goes. Good morning, everyone. The reason I am here is it's like a small interactive session as well as sort of a career counseling session for especially for you all. Considering the pandemic which we are currently right now, so you all must be having n number of questions people, the government is cancelling the board exams every now and then. So what the future goals for us? Like when we'll be stepping out from the pandemic, how the external phase, the world is going to accept us. So there must be a number of questions in your head. So I'll try to answer a few of them. On my last note would be don't be afraid or frightened at what future rules for me. After I'm out of my 10th standard, once you have made your mind that I want to become X, Y, Z, just start working on that domain. And this early you start, the ahead in the race you will be. Again, there are persons like you are still wondering what career option I want to pursue. So it's again not too late. Start researching right now. Start talking to people what other different career options are right for you. And then once you decided, once you decided what you want to pursue, and then start working on it, building your skill sets or getting yourselves into the institutes, respective institutes, and start working on it. It's never too late. It's never too early. You are right now wherever you are in the correct position to start your career. So on that note, all the very best to all of you. All the best for your 10th. Even if it's virtual learning or distant learning, I am really sure with the fabulous teachers and staff you have really great role models here at MSB. Ask them and they would love to help you out. And after that, you have a prosperous career ahead lying you. So all the very best to everyone, and feel free if you want to reach out to me personally. I'll answer your doubts. All the best. Thank you for your time. Bye. Finally done with the day. I took a couple of lectures, especially the one from the standard 10th. It started with the virtual learning, how is it going, and ended up being as a career counseling session as a whole, and it went really great. The challenge which I faced while doing or taking a virtual class was like when you enter a class and see whole class being empty, no faces, and just an echo from walls. So it is really tough. And the challenge again lies is like when you start a Zoom session or any Google meeting session, you don't get to see the faces of the students right away. Like you request them and they'll have the answer like my Wi-Fi isn't working, network is not that strong, etc., etc. But as down the line the session went, they became comfortable, got to know who I am, and started getting open up. So haven't yet turned on the camera except of a couple of faces, but they did ask me the queries regarding their career related queries and so on. It was really fun to interact, and moreover, like the queries were like the one want to become a neurosurgeon, the other want to become an astrophysicist, someone want to become and pursue hospitality management. Seeing the diversity of what the career choices they have just to be in the 10th standard. One want to become a machine learning and automation engineering expert. So like it's just not normal engineering or medical or arts. It's refined. Like I want to become a neurosurgeon, I want to become an astrophysicist, I want to become automation engineer, I want to become a photographer, event manager, a hospitality manager, and so on. It was really great to hear them having such diverse choices from at this particular age. Also the fun was I even got a chance to interact with the teachers, got to know the challenges they are facing being exposed to this virtual learning platform amid this pandemic. So my first question for you is, what is your experience regarding this whole virtual learning platforms? Like, do you think it's as a boon or it's a bane?
It has boon as well as bane. Now when I say boon, students are exposed to technology which they were not, and their learning space has widened. So yes, it's a boon if we see from that perspective. A bane with the perspective of screen time and proper guidance. When I say when they're exposed to technology, exposed to internet, if they're not guided, it becomes a bane. But majorly as a teacher, I feel it's more over for a boon.
But I wanted to know the challenges of this virtual learning.
Yes, we as a teacher have faced challenges initially because it was a new platform. We teachers are more into human relations. We wanted our students, we wanted their smile, their touch. Initially we missed, so it was difficult for us to go and teach in front of a camera, which we thought initially as we are teaching to the walls. Slowly we accepted, okay, this will be only the scenario, and we never gave up. We came up with various solutions to how we can interact with the students. The time is 1 minute for you to answer. In your own words, don't Google it.
Okay, so interesting question I have, because when we comes to the theoretical questions or lessons, it's easy to manage and teach students, but when it comes to the mathematical questions or physics questions which requires the building of concepts in them, so at that time how challenging it is for you all to impart those lessons to the students on being teaching virtually?
Teaching virtually, yes, as earlier I said, we had faced challenges. The pace of learning becomes slow. There are certain issues from the teacher's end, from the student's end. The major issue which we face is band connectivity, robust connection. So yes, we have to see that, and the pace has to be very slow. And introducing difficult concepts initially became difficult for the teachers, but as I said that we learned with the situation, we came up with the solutions and ideas, and we didn't stop anywhere. You go to menti.com, okay, and you'll find code over there. You'll get a code, enter that code, and then answer the question.
So considering if it's my first day as a teacher, what few tips you would like to give it to me?
Tips to you as a teacher, first of all I would say that you have to consider, imagine students are sitting in front of you. Maybe you will find videos of, but you have to imagine the child, then only you can give your best. If you are in an empty room, you will not give your best. So you have to imagine that this is a class. So two things you should keep in your mind. One is imagining a classroom with benches and tables, and you in front of a camera.
Yes. Because the reason I asked this question because when I there was a number of names, even I couldn't see the faces, so that was a bit I don't know whom I'm teaching my lesson, so it was a bit difficult. But as soon as the students started interacting, it went easy and good. How difficult is the job of a teacher when compared to the other profession?
When I say how difficult a teacher's job is, see, again it depends upon how you perceive it. Each person has its own difficulty in any job profession. Nothing is easy. Here, if I say only as a teacher's perspective, as we are not guiding a child to a certain profession, only one profession, or we are not set with one target. Here we have different mindset, and we are training the mindset. We are training the child to grow. So here, I should say a step ahead. Yes, teacher's job is little difficult, not much. It's different from others.
One thing which I noted is the students' current schedule is 20 minutes traditional to 1 hour class each. So what is the reason this change right now?
Here, if I say change of 40 minutes, 1 hour class to 20 minutes is just the retention power. Now when I say screen, before we started online learning, for the child, screen was something to be for an enjoyment, entertainment. The child was in front of laptop for a game or some movie, so his attention span.
Then the question is related to this itself. So any prolonged, since the students are prolonged exposed to the screen time, so has there any been health effects you have seen or you guide continuously to the students how to use the technology for their best use?
As far till date, I should say we didn't find any ill reports, but yes, once when we started, last year when we started online classes, we did train our children, we did train our teachers how to take care of an eye. Eye surgeon was called, how the child should take care, and how even we in the timetable gave breaks after 1 hour so that they relax, they move out of the screen, they relax, often washing of eyes, face, all these steps were taken into consideration, and yes, we did it.
Again breathe. 1, hold karo. 2, again 1, full hold karo. 2, again same 1, को भी करना ही है, ठीक है? Same exercise.
So as you just saw that Munna sir is taking a physical education class. It's really great to see even we are not missing on the physical education and the physical health of the students, though we are virtually, the students are learning virtually. So it was just one of an example that the physical health of the students is still taken care of as important as the normal theoretical or the academic says. In all this scenario, what is the take or perspective of the parents of these students? do they now want their children to send school, or they have even now they are comfortable, okay, if this can be a future the virtual learning, then why not let them continue on in their home itself, or is it like they want their mobiles and laptops back with them?
When I take take parent into consideration, yes, even parents want the child to come to the school for the reason the child, the learning is happening at home. Not maybe 100%, I say 60%, but the child is missing that social connectivity, the bonding between humans, that is necessary. So even parents want for this reason to come to school.
So at the point of miss, do you still miss students?
Yes, we still miss our school. Teachers are here, learning is going on in school building, but school building is missing the cheers of the students, the running about in the corridors, the play of the student.
Do you still want to continue with the virtual learning, or you still want these students back really soon?
We want my students back.
Okay. Says a note to your students who are listening to you, like what it would be.
We are missing you.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind time.
There are two merchants in the story. One is Antonio and the other is Shiloh. So there is one.
Question is, do you miss students?
Certainly miss the students. Like, they are the nerves of the school. The school doesn't only run on teachers, it is mainly it runs on the students. So like it is entering a house without any empty flat, it is like without any furnishing in anything. So we don't really anyhow miss the children.
Okay. Do you all still call this as a homework because they are already at home, or this terminology of homework is being changed now?
Terminology of homework has certainly changed. Now we call it as Google assignment. Other towers, so it is totally a homework because they are at home, but then we have changed the terminology and we use it as Google assignment. So virtual class and the assignment, there it goes.
Okay. Then considering this whole pandemic situation and the blessing in disguise in the form of virtual learning, so what would be the major takeaway for you being as a teacher and your students when they come back to school and it would be all normal? What would be the major takeaway from all this situation?
Major take situations when the children come back is now we have learned it isn't that old traditional method where one-to-one teacher has to be there. Even if we are there in the class, one-to-one transaction is going on, teacher is there and the children are there, still we have learned that there are different other ways to use in our teaching. Not only one lecture method, but we can use different apps and technologies in the class if we have that electronic e-boards. Then learning would be fun in those different ways. For example, I teach English, so I teach a story, I explain a story. The same students who were there with me before pandemic, they enjoyed it, no way. But when we did it virtually, so I shared one video of a story. So one or two children responded back me saying, ma'am, though your explanation is good, we understand everything, but then seeing a video, it gives us a very clear picture, more clear picture. So I would have learned that I will still continue, though in being one-to-one, face-to-face, but still I'll continue to use technology in the class which may be useful for the children to have more knowledge and to gain knowledge.
So it becomes a really difficult, like when we don't see whom we are imparting the lesson or teaching, it becomes a difficult. So how have you changed that aspect of teaching?
Absolutely correct. Even when I enter the class, if I do not find the cameras on, I really feel as I'm talking to the words and the words are returning back to me. I do not find if some person, a human being is there and I'm talking and the person is responding. So I'm very particular in dealing with them that the camera should be on. I tried this, but still I found some or the other not switching on. What did I do? I thought now do it some other way. Right, for 3 days I I did was I did not turn on my camera and I started teaching them. So then came the replies and the responses. Ma'am, when we are not able to see you, we are not able to. I said, understand. I said, do you realize the importance of switching on the camera? The same happens to me, child. I do not feel connected. I cannot see your beautiful faces. I cannot see your nods. So I don't feel are you understanding or not. Doesn't matter if you are in a night dress or you are in a school uniform. You should follow the rules regulations. Decorum. You should be in school uniform. But still, if as far as your bright face I see in a clothed formal way, that gives me happiness and that gives me the energy to teach. And then from that time, I've seen that they are really particular.
Okay,
So
great.
at least in my period, I find the things are going.
Okay, so how difficult is the job of a teacher when compared to the other profession?
Multitasker. Because we never thought, we were techno-savvy, but we never thought that like before the pandemic that ever we'll have to learn so many things, we'll get a chance to learn, we'll have to, like teaching will ever take place virtually also. Later on as we started dealing with it, we saw that number of options are there where yes, things can be done. So this to we had never thought about, but yes, technology has developed and change is the call of the time and we have to accept change, and the one who accepts change is moving ahead, otherwise you are stagnant there.
Yes.
So we have accepted the change as a challenge.
Yes, ma'am. And what would be a last note for your students if they are hearing you, listening you? What it would be?
The last note is I want my children back in the class. Why? Because I personally feel learning will take place when the touch of book is there. Touching the book, asking question to the teacher face to face, fighting with the colleagues, playing pranks during the class. Now these things also have to be accepted and taken as a part of a class. Teacher should be open now. Earlier, maybe we never thought we would accept a prank played by a student in the class. But now we should a disturbance was not allowed. We have seen during the pandemic that we are helpless. Even if the child is doing something, kept the camera on and not present there, we couldn't do anything. So when we are physically there, accept them as a child, as small children, and accept their things as far as it is in a very good zone. And yes, love of book takes place when touch is there. So that if you talk about how do I feel like a teacher, I would quote here for you at least: be in my shoes for a day, and then you will realize what we do and who I am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
परिस्थिति से भाग नहीं सकते, हम चैलेंज से भाग नहीं सकते, उसको हमें स्वीकार करना पड़ेगा और उसके रास्ते ढूंढने पड़ेंगे कि स्थिति में भी हम अपना काम कितना अच्छी तरह से कर सकते हैं, जो हम कर रहे हैं फिलहाल।
सर, आपको बच्चों की याद आती है अभी भी?
बहुत याद आती है, क्योंकि जिस तरह से बिन दूल्हा दुल्हन शादी की रौनक नहीं होती, उसी प्रकार बिन बच्चों के स्कूल की रौनक भी नहीं है। लेकिन अब स्थिति कुछ ऐसी है तो हमारे पास ऑप्शन नहीं है, विकल्प नहीं है।
ओके, तो सर ये टीचिंग का जो प्रोफेशन है वो कितना कठिन है?
वैसे तो कठिन है, क्योंकि हमको बच्चों के प्रति जवाबदार है, बच्चों के पेरेंट्स के प्रति जवाबदार है, मैनेजमेंट हर चीज़ से। और फिर भी एज ए टीचर, एक टीचर जो होता है ये सारी समस्याओं को, आवाहन को पार करते हुए अपना बेस्ट, अपना अच्छे से अच्छा देने की कोशिश करता है। फिर भी मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि अगर आप हमें अपनी जगह रख कर देखें एज ए टीचर, तो आप इसको अच्छी तरह से इसको जान पाएंगे, महसूस कर पाएंगे कि वाकई में जो प्रोफेशन है टीचर का कितना आह्वान से भरा हुआ है, चैलेंज से।
And it's great to see the efforts they are pouring into to ensure that the best and efficient education is reaching to all the students, even if it's a virtual learning platform. They have molded themselves accordingly as per the situation. And yes, it was tough for them initially, but now they have their ways. Like as you must have heard, ma'am, that she turns off her camera and then asks like, until unless you don't, students, you don't turn on your camera, I'm not turning my camera. So our teachers, they have their ways to make people understand, to make their students understand. So it was a great day and great experience to be here at own school. But on the other side, like I was the one asking my teachers a bunch of questions like how are you tackling this situation, and it was a time that years back the same teacher used to ask me a question, so I had a really small giggle on that. Okay, we'll end the day here. Until the next time, hope, I don't know like whose shoes I'll be entering into and sharing the experience with you all. Thank you so much for joining in to watch the video and be rooted and be as supportive as you were there. Thank you so much. Thank you.